Right.
That's where the controversy comes from, right?
Yeah.
All
And
sorts of
apparently it was on there for years and nobody
nobody
noticed
noticed
it.
it. All sorts of adult, because I guess no adults were watching it who would get it, right?
No. That's what
So
actually happens. Like I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of curious now to see how things are gonna work because I gave my son these headphones, so
okay,
I can't really listen to everything. But I watch some of this stuff and I give him commentary. Like he likes watching Mr. Beast. And oh yeah, I talk bad about Chris because I do not like Chris. Chris, at
oh, the
all.
transgender
Yeah,
sidekick.
gonna leave his family to become a transgender man and run around with Mr. Beast. That man is a horrible individual.
Yeah, I mean, there's Mr. Beast isn't really designed for kids. I mean, Mr. Beast themes are beyond kids. I don't really think kids should be watching Mr. Beast.
Man, kids be
They
watching it.
do.
You
I mean, obviously, I mean,
tripping.
like we've built an entire consulting career out of picking apart freaking Logan
Yeah,
Paul's
this is
thing.
for with business for man. Yeah,
Yeah, like Logan Paul has made a fortune from the little. I mean, the embers of his fortune started with essentially adult content consumed by kids.
uh huh,
Right? He wasn't making it content for kids. He was making content. It wasn't specifically adult because he wasn't cursing in it. He wasn't doing anything specifically adult, but he was showing destructive, immature behavior.
yeah,
Right? I mean, the funny part about his content was adults look at it and say, "What the hell am I looking at? There's this adult acting like a kid." Right?
right.
And then kids are looking at it and they're seeing childlike behavior being done by an adult. It's like it's just weird. Like it's like, and of course, I mean, like he part of his whole shtick early on was breaking those plates. He would come on camera and just break stuff. Remember that?
Yeah, he
He
was
was,
just breaking.
and eventually, to promote the branding, instead of just buy, so at first he just broke plates that he had, and then he started buying plates to break, and then he bought plates and had them made with the Maverick logo on them. So every time he broke a plate, he'd have his branding on, which is freaking brilliant. I mean, like
He's a freaking idiot.
I mean, oh, dude, that idiot took that thing
Y'all know
and
he made money.
he made
I'm
money. I
just
mean, like
saying,
he
like
knows.
it was dumb funny.
Yeah, it was done. I mean, like this, and nobody could criticize. I mean, yeah, we can criticize them, but no one we can criticize them for the sake of content, but nobody can criticize somebody for making money from our stupidity, right? I mean, we consumed it. When I say we,
We
the
consumed it.
world
The
consumed it.
world consumed it.
The world paid
He
him
was
by watching it.
big. I still remember going to Vegas and seeing kids wear the Low Gang merch.
Yeah,
It was
dude,
cracking.
he would not have done that if he didn't get paid like that, And he
Yeah.
got bigger and bigger and bigger. His management ran him well. It's not. I mean, like we can't begrudge the guy for for carving out the crazy niche that he did, right?
Oh yeah, he did that. He ran for Mr. Beast to walk.
Yeah, he did really. I mean, like there'd be. It's funny. So you look back at it, and each iteration of the hottest YouTuber basically got informed by the one okay, so who's the first of the biggest?
The first of the biggest YouTubers?
Yeah.
Man, that's kind of hard, man.
Well,
It's
there's one.
man.
There's one. The guy who taught these other guys where to go, PewDiePie.
Oh yeah,
PewDiePie
yeah,
was the
yeah.
first of the biggest, right? He was the first of the biggest, right? And the funny part about all these YouTubers, except for well, kind of, all these guys encountered. If you look at what derailed them as adults, if an adult looked at what derailed these guys, you scratch your head, right? It's like, PewDiePie got derailed because he got bought by Disney. Right? He became a Disney employee. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
His brand was acquired by so for a period for quite a I mean for a good period of time he was creating a studio that Disney provided him over there in Europe. They gave him studio space to create in, right? But that's when he lost his quote unquote authenticity. But
Hmm.
the loss of authenticity did not mean loss of revenue. In fact, he grew. Okay.
Nope.
But the crazy part is that he screwed his own contract with Disney with the content he created intentionally. He
Yeah,
created
because they didn't want
content.
to do that no
He
more.
didn't want to do it. He was dissatisfied. But the crazy part is any adult looks at that and says, "Dude, it's like you're a juggling seal. You're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to walk out there in big ass clown shoes and say stupid stuff, right?"
I mean, but it kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Young Chappelle showed Chappelle, old Chappelle. Original PewDiePie to future PewDiePie is going to be totally
True,
different.
true.
He's probably going to go by his real name
Yeah.
in the
See, but
future.
what's nuts about these guys is that they sabotage their careers for reasons that we as adults look at and it's asked, and the reason why they did it is because look at what they were. They were kids. It's
They were
like
kids.
it's like give kids $1 million. Give an adult, like, okay, look at this Riyadh thing, right? Give an adult the chance for a crazy payday, and they'll take it. Okay,
Yep. No, no matter how oppressive the regime
they'll
is,
take it as long as the payday is enough for them to walk. If
right.
if they really need to keep working in that field, okay, and they took that. I mean, like, okay, that lesbian comic is probably really rethinking about appearing there because now she has to keep. She's young. She's got to keep working. They probably didn't pay her enough to walk away, and so
And
now
she's
she's
gay. Remember that adds
yeah.
into it. Not that it's a bad thing,
Well,
but it affects your thinking
yeah. Well, her audience, she's probably coming back now,
and
and
her audience.
I'm
Yep.
sure the reason why she's apologizing and showing this regret is because she's getting crazy backlash from her actual
She's getting
fans.
crazy backlash. Some people who've been riding with her since the beginning ain't rocking with her no
Yep.
more.
And now
Yep.
she's being forced to rethink her
And
actions.
yeah, because you going to Saudi Arabia, I mean, that didn't really build your fan base.
Yeah.
It helped Saudi Arabia out. It didn't help you out.
Yeah.
It lowered her revenue.
Yeah. Her pay. I mean, I wonder what her payday was.
Yeah, she might get booed next time she performs.
I'm pretty sure she
Now,
will.
now
Hopefully,
if
she
I'm
got
right,
enough money to lay low for a while. She got to let people forget about it.
Or what she can do is this. I mean, she can make the shift towards being a conservative gay comic. No. Think about it.
Anyway,
No. Seriously, think about it. A lot of these comics make the shift towards conservatism, right? And it's not that, okay, they're not making a shift towards MAGA. They're not going out there to, like, for example, okay, what's his name? Like Gabriel Iglesias, one of them. Gabriel Iglesias, Dave Chappelle. Who else? I know Joker does this too, right? Those three guys are not white, right? They're
Right.
probably registered Democrats, potentially, maybe. Who knows, right? They're not crazy. They're not political, really. They joke about culture a lot of times. They joke about all sorts of things, right? But all three of them have certain conservative viewpoints. They're not conservatives, but they make sense. Like, for example, I was watching a Gabriel Iglesias set that he did in Florida at some casino, right? And he talked about his house getting robbed. Okay, and he was out on vacation, and so this is what he said. I guess he was on it. So Gabriel Iglesias got money, like real money. So he takes his dogs with him when he has those little chihuahuas. He's a chihuahua guy. He takes his dogs with him when he travels and when he does his comedy, right? Because he's got enough money that people, their job is to carry
he can
his
bring
dogs.
his dog.
They carry his freaking dogs, right? And so he gets word that his place here in Southern California has been robbed while he was out, right? And he said they didn't get money, so it's crazy. They got this. So when he arrived on the scene, painting, all the art was off the walls. The art was all off the walls, and it wasn't stolen because he didn't really collect art per se. Some of it was valuable, but they didn't take it. And he was informed that the reason why they took the art off the walls was they were looking for a safe.
Yeah.
Right? And here's what's nuts. He ran into one of the rooms and he looked on. I guess he was keeping money in a mattress.
Oh, they didn't see the money
And
in the mattress.
they didn't get the money in the mattress because they were looking for a safe. They thought that the dude was so I guess
I get their logic, but it was like you just missed something in plain sight.
yeah. But what was crazy was is that they did get what was it. He did have a safe. Okay, but what they got in the safe was his firearms.
Yeah.
So Gabriel Iglesias had a whole. So it's funny in the political left and right world. So if you want to be complete left, you're anti-gun. Period. Right. If you want to be extremely right, you're pro-gun. Right. People don't realize that there's a lot of people in between who are either pro or anti. You don't have to be a crazy liberal to hate guns. You can be a middle of the road person and hate them too. Right? You don't have to be a crazy redneck MAGA person to love them. You can be a regular person and like them too. I mean, like regular people have opinions about firearms, right? But Gabriel Iglesias got him to protect himself, right? Because because he said no, he's got money now, so he has to worry about people taking his stuff, right?
Yeah.
Chappelle also talks about having firearms, right? Chappelle's got firearms, and they have conservatives. They have a lot of, they've got views of people who have money, right? Because they got jokes about that kind of stuff too. They've changed over time, right? They're people with money now, and they have problems that people with money have. Right. But that's so yeah, those guys. And that's why those guys are safe going to Riyadh to do this kind of stuff, because a lot of their jokes,
Ain't a finisher.
Yeah. They make a lot of jokes at the expense of the extreme liberals, because honestly, the extreme liberal stuff, some of the stuff doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
That's why she probably didn't even get no laughs. That's probably why she didn't regress it.
I wonder if she did. I wonder what her set looked like.
I mean, you know what? I just looked at her. She don't even look funny. And look, I'm telling you, because I've seen it. Like Whitney Cummings is not funny.
She's not?
Heck no.
I don't think I've ever watched
She's
her.
not funny. Oh yeah, I've seen her in person. It's not funny. At the end of the day, though, she's a good networker. She's written on shows, and
Okay.
she got the name. She's Whitney Cummings. Can't take that away from her.
Sounds
So
like a
she's
porn name.
always gonna get this bread. But am I gonna go see Whitney Cummings? Absolutely not. I am not. That is not gonna make me laugh.
Dude, one guy who cracks me up. So you've seen Gabriel Iglesias on stage before, haven't you?
I've seen him before, yeah.
Dude, Gabriel Iglesias, I don't know about now, but he was fat, right? He was naturally heavy.
I only remember Fat Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah, dude, he leaned into the fatness and got even fatter. I mean, like he reached the point where he was. I'm looking at it. I'm waiting for him to just. I mean, he was looking like who was the other fat comedian? There's a few of them.
Harley.
No, he lived longer.
Well, he's still living now.
No, okay, one of them died. Ralphie May was one of them. Ralphie May was a fat dude. The other one, Charlie, he looked like a big child. Oh, he is still alive. He's the guy who worked at McDougal's on Coming to America. Is it McDougal's? What's
Yeah, McDowell's.
McDowell's. He was a manager.
Louis Anderson.
What's that?
Louis
Anderson, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so-
Louis Anderson was big. He had a freaking TV show.
Yeah. So Gabriel
A kid
Iglesias
TV show.
leaned into the weight gain and got really, really big. He got so big, in fact, that the outfits he was wearing on stage had to be made for him. He couldn't buy clothing off the rack, right? And he was really getting into the size. He was wearing matching Hawaiian shirts and shorts on stage. He looked hilarious. He looked like a bedspread. Okay, that's how fat he had gotten, right? That's how fat the dude got. He lost some weight because he I guess it got unhealthy. I forget where I was going with that, but yeah, these guys, yeah, he looks funny. I mean, there's no doubt that Gabriel Iglesias was, I mean, he's the physical comedy aspect of him was there, but he's been bigger, he's been smaller. His comedy also has kind of trailed off lately. He's not as funny as he used to be.
Mm.
Because he's I don't know, but I think that this comedy festival happened because, and I'm kind of curious. Was it broadcast anywhere?
I don't know about that one.
I'm surprised.
Just,
I wonder if it was. I wonder if some network carried it or not. I can imagine it not being like they must have paid them enough that that it's like it's a private gig. But I'm curious to see if anybody is releasing any of their sets.
No official broadcast schedule has been announced.
Wow.
yeah, I don't think comedians are really funny about broadcasting their sets. Really funny about that. It's only a select few that will broadcast their sets, and really, you should really only broadcast crowd work. You shouldn't broadcast your actual material. Like one to me, one of the best comedians out there, and I'll just say on I ain't gonna say just black. I hate just saying black, but just urban comedians right now is a guy named Mojo Brooks. Mojo Brooks, I think to me, I feel like he's one of the best as far as like big comedy, because every time I see his clips as far as crowd work, I'm crying laughing. This morning he had me crying laughing. He does skits like everybody because that's a formula now. I remember I used to tell my friends all the time, like, we got to do skits because that's what's going to get us to the future. But we were coming from a traditional perspective of things where things cost, like we felt like things costed too much to actually make the material that we wanted to make.
Okay.
But Mojo using camera phones, his baby mama is always in the skit. He's always using his house. It's always the same thing. It's him and his baby mama breaking up and coming back together again. His baby mama dates other people. He cries about it. Like it's the same sketch over and over and
Yeah.
over. He makes it very simple. He's using the same car, using the same house, using his baby mama. Like it's always the same thing, and it's built up such a following to where now he's actually on Netflix shows, and he's touring across the country. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, if you want to know, and then it's other people that's doing the formula. I wish I can remember this kid's name, but there's another comedian on Instagram right now where he's blowing the same way. He's selling out shows and he's doing these skits where he's stalking this girl. Like he's stalking multiple women.
Okay.
But he's doing like commentary like as if he's not stalking the woman. So he's talking about something totally different, but you see him with a mask on and he got binoculars and he's looking inside the girl's. Like it was one where he told the whole story and he walked, like the girl walked out the room and he hopped through the window, went inside the window and hid in the closet. Like it's hilarious. And I'm like, that's the new formula for comedians right now.
Well, skits are everywhere. I mean, like I've been watching this one couple doing skits, and it's true. The skits are basically the same thing. I mean, they play the same characters over and over. I mean, they're themselves, right? So this couple that I've been watching, that was just Ava and Javier. I'm not. I always thought that she was Latino. He's Latino. I always thought that she was too, but I guess she's actually some sort of like Turkish or Armenian. I could swear but I've never seen them speak Spanish. That's the thing. And they're here in Southern California. They've got, I mean, like they to look at them, if I was to guess, in real life, they're probably realtors. They look like successful realtors is what they look like.
They look like social realtors that do comedy.
That's what they look like. I mean, like,
at night.
I mean, they're both like, I mean, like, they're of an age where they they have kids. You can see them in sometimes they see them on their sketches. They're probably in their mid 30s to late 30s is probably how old they are. They're both in good shape. She's real curvy, right? But she's not like, I mean, you should see them sometime. And the funny thing is she plays an extremely jealous wife. or girlfriend in some skits. In some skits it's a girlfriend, some skits she's his wife, right? So she plays an extremely jealous woman, okay, and he plays a clueless handsome guy. That's what they are in their skits, right? And so in some of their skits, she tracks down and kills his exes, right? So there's some skits where there's bodies in their trunks. Right, so she in the skits she kills people, right? So if she sees a girl, if he looks at a girl, she's gonna kill her, right? That's the kind of that. So it's the skits revolve around jealousy. So she's extremely jealous and she does something about it, right? And he could be clueless, right? All their skits, there's one where he pulls one of their skits, he pulls up and they've got the Tesla with the gull wing, I think, door.
Yeah.
And so he pulls up and she's a prostitute, right? He pulls up. He's like, hey. And she's like, she sees him. She's like,
I've seen these guys before. He'd be like, she was like, oh, it's going to cost double.
Well, yeah, he says, hey, how much to win an argument? So
yeah.
So they're in a hotel and it's like, okay, so basically he's paying. So one of the arguments is he wants to go out with some friends. The other argument
wants to watch the game.
Yes, and and another one says one of their skits was my clueless boyfriend. They're at some party with his friends and he's having fun with them and she sends him a text and he looks at it, he's like, hey, and he shows his friends. It's like, I want to get out of here. That's what the text says, and he shares it with his friends, right? And in that skit, she knocks him out. So that's what the whole gag is about. Yeah, I don't think so. Raymond, you've seen them, right? These people.
Yeah, I've only seen because I've seen it where they playing the prostitute and he asked her something just outlandish, like I forgot what he asked her, and he was like, "Thank you," and she somebody honked at him, was like, "Hey, hurry up!"
Yeah, another guy's waiting. So she's a prostitute. She's charging you to win arguments, right? That's the one thing. And another one. Him and another guy dressed as cops, and she's running away. And there's like, we got to run her. He's like, it's a something like tall former model. She's like, and she stops and says, "You really think I look like a model?"
Yeah, man.
They make some good stuff, but you agree they look. I mean, as if in real life they look like realtors, right? They look like they
look older. They don't look like comedians.
Yeah, they look
like when I first, until you just said that and it just connected. I was just like, I would have never thought they was comedians. I thought that was just an off thing.
They're a professional looking couple. I mean, like they're middle aged, good looking people, right? They're well dressed. I mean, they make all their content with their own cars in their own house. And then they look like very successful Southern California ethnic people. They look like realtors. You can totally see these people showing houses. You can totally see it, right? But that's what they do. That they're full-time content creators. They make crazy amounts of. There's one really funny one where what happens in it? He opens the door for her. She gets in the car, and as he's about to step in the other side, she cuts a fart, right? She lets one rip. I mean, she's alone in the car. She lets one rip, and it's vociferous. It is a truly oral experience, right? And he gets in the car, and he's like, "Oh, this is great. Meet my parents." And his parents are in the back seat. Right? I mean, they've been doing skits for a while. They're pretty funny. They have a couple different channels. It's Ava and Javier. I've been seeing their stuff on Facebook Reels.
Oh, okay.
And of course, they got Instagram going. They got TikTok. They got the whole thing going. They probably have a website. I haven't researched them yet, but they make some pretty funny stuff.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt that they do actual comedy. I'm pretty sure that they're the kind of couple who's making their money off of social media views. I don't think they're actually doing. I don't think you can buy tickets to watch them somewhere. That's my take. Right, but they probably would be pretty funny on stage. But but they do all skits. It's all skits. Sometimes they involve her parents. No, wait, they involve his parents. I've never seen her parents in a skit.
Mm-hmm.
Right, or maybe I have. But Raymond, so if you look at him, you think she's Latina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she was too. But in one of the skits, they referred to, I forget what they said she was. It was something Middle Eastern.
I just recently saw that one, the prostitute sketch. I wish I could find it. Like, I might be able,
No,
because you know,
look him up,
you can
Ava
go
and
back and
Javier.
look through your likes.
Look him up, Ava and Javier. That's
Oh yeah,
what they're
you're
called.
right. You know their name.
Yeah, I know their name. Ava and Javier. I'm curious how big they are.
They're both actors.
Is that what they are? They're actors? Okay, I can believe that too. It's because realtors look like actors also, right? You know, they're good looking people. Right?
Just go sell a house during the day and go do a sketch at night.
Okay, so what? So Quentin, you've seen their backgrounds. What are they?
Well, she's appeared in True Detective, and they said that he was in something else.
So can you give me ethnicities? I'm always curious about that.
Let me see.
Raymond, you finding them on Instagram?
No, not yet. Hold on. Ava is spelled with an A, right?
EVA.
Yeah,
Her
EVA.
last name is
See, that's why I didn't have it
PEPAJ.
wrong.
Her last name, her maiden last name is
There we go.
PEPAJ.
3.2 million
Wait, how many, Raymond?
She's Albanian.
What?
Albanian.
Albanian is what she is. Okay, that's it. She's Albanian.
And he's
They got
Hispanic.
merch. They got a website. Let's see their website.
So how many followers on Instagram? 3.2 million?
3.5 million.
3.5 million. So they're legit. I mean, they're making social media money.
Social media money.
So they're actors. I mean, I'm sure they did the skits to promote their acting careers, but now they're saying, fuck it. They're making money for making the skits.
Mm-hmm.
So 3.5 on Instagram. Do they have a link tree in there to the other stuff?
No, they go straight to their website where they got the merch. They got Bossy AF, Crazy AF. My wife stabs people. they got sweatshirts like this.
Yep. Yeah, they're living that dream. They're influencers now.
Yeah, they influencer, big influencers.
So basically, they've taken that Logan Paul route. Wanted to be an actor, suddenly became an influencer, and said, "Screw being an actor. I'll just influence."
Man, it's just god damn it, Armand. I just wish that people listened to me back in the day. We probably would have became something. I probably should have listened to. I should have just did.
What are you talking about?
I should have just been that. I should have just did the comedian. Yeah, because I'm telling you, I was around a lot of people, and I would say this all the time.
Dude,
we need to do sketches.
See, Raymond, remember, dude. Okay, remember, this is okay. Like we tell people, like, you know, we get this all the time, right? People will tell us, like, you know, that podcasting, oh, that's so 2010, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The people who scoff at podcasting, the people who scoff at blogging, these are people who don't make money podcasting. These are people who consume it, right? These are the bleeding edge technology people. They're looking for the next big thing. So they're out there crawling around trying to find out what is the next big piece of interactive tech for them to jump onto, right? These are the people who've been these were the podcast listeners back in 20 whatever when it first started, right? They discovered it first, and now they think that, oh, that's past, right? But things don't become financially viable until late. Things are only financially viable when they are basically becoming mainstream. When something's mainstream, that's when the money happens, right?
Right.
So, yeah, you've told people in the past we should have been doing skits, but that was in the infancy stages. We're still in the Wild West stage of content, right?
No, I you know what, Armand, you're totally right. It's just I say I'm like I wish, but I don't really care anymore. I don't have that energy anymore. Well, and no. I don't have the same talent around me anymore.
Well, but here's the thing: we can find. I mean, like, basically knowing what you know now, right? Because you can find people. I mean, the front of camera talent. You know, okay. So, who do we make?
You're right. It's like a dime a dozen.
I mean, like, who do we make content? When you make content, who's your audience?
Viewers.
What's that?
New viewers.
New viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is the people who are consuming your content should be majority fresh eyes, brand new people to your brand, right? if you change the players, will it affect the audience? If the
No.
majority of the audience is new viewers, no, right? Shifting up your players in front of the camera are not going to alienate a chunk of your audience because they're not going to pay your bills. It's the new viewers, right? So you
Right.
can have an Ava and Javier set up, and Ava could ask for more money, and you can give her the boot and put in a new Ava, right? If as long as you're the one creating the scenarios, what earns it is the idea behind the content, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like with this is what I'm trying to inspire you for. Like, what you know about what to create, right?
Mhm.
You can go out there and like the Try Guy stuff, right? We talked about that before too. Once again, people never seeing this. The Try Guys are a bunch of people in Ireland who try new stuff, right?
Mhm.
And they have really crazy reactions because they honestly have never tried this stuff before. So they get a bunch of young people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds. Because if you're a young, so for example, if you're a young person living in LA and you got money, you're chasing all the new experiences you can. Dude, my son freaking spends way too much money eating stupid stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
He'll go to some weird ass part of town because he heard about their ramen, you know. Young people with money just go out of the way for experiences, right?
Right.
Young people without money don't experience squat. Okay, young people without money, there's a bunch of people out there who've never tried sushi before, right? And if you live in LA proper, sushi, like, you know, you can buy it in gas stations now, right? But there are
Yeah.
people in this world who've never seen a raw piece of fish sitting on rice.
Armand, that is so crazy because I feel like I was so opposite. But I didn't have money. I was experiencing everything.
Well, I get, okay, so I guess I get, well, also because you're from here, right? You want to experience stuff because you're from here, right?
I mean, shoot, remember, I left California when I was
That's true.
16.
No, but there's folks who've never experienced
I
squat.
stopped. I was broke and I stopped. I still think this to myself. I stopped myself from going to Japan and London when I was broke. And I had a full expense paid opportunity to go. I talked myself out of it.
Why do you do that?
I don't know, Armand. I was stupid. I was just dumb. But I I tried sushi when I was younger. I lived in different states when I
Yeah.
was younger. I was all of my girlfriend said this the other day. She was like, "You traveled so much, and you be telling me about how you do all these things, but you don't do nothing now." I'm like, because I had a kid. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I got in the way. But remember, once again, oftentimes, you know, I don't feel that your experience is like the collective norm, right? There's a bunch of
yeah,
people
it's
out
not the
there.
norm.
Yeah, and that's who we make content for. I mean, like, you know,
The norm.
like if you see these Irish guys, right? These are young Irish people. All sorts of weird things amaze them. They made videos of them trying Papa John's pizza,
Yeah,
right? Also, I mean, there's a lot of weird stuff. Like, and there's less adventurous people, right? Like, good example, Quentin. Have you ever had? You've had sushi before, right?
What?
Sushi.
Yeah.
Okay. Are there varieties of food that you've not experienced? Like, have you had truly authentic Chinese food before?
Yes, I have. I went to a
Have you
Chinese.
had Thai
I actually
food?
went to Chinese food restaurant and ate the chicken feet.
It's not necessarily
Well,
authentic. I mean, there's some other weird stuff out there. I mean, like, you know, the nice thing about California is that the ability to get some really authentic stuff exists here, right? You
The
can get
one
some wacky stuff here.
the one thing I have not tried, and I should have a long time ago, is a lot of Filipino food. I've never tried pancit. I've never tried quite a few other Filipino dishes that have been around me. I've just never tried them.
I mean, it's hard to get. I mean, that's the funny part. Of all the dishes out there, it's a harder thing to get in California because there's not a lot of Filipino food outside of Filipino areas.
Well, I've had Filipino people at work bring it to work, but I've just never tried it.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, but that's the weird thing about Filipino food. I mean, like, you know, you can get Chinese food anywhere you want, pretty much. I mean, Chinese food's ubiquitous. Japanese food, Filipino cuisine hasn't really made the jump out of Filipino places. But you know, but what I'm saying, Raymond, is like, you know, we know that content can be made. I mean, like, you know, like you said, you look back and you said, oh, you should have made that, right?
mm,
Opportunity is still there. In fact, it's even
It is.
strong.
You're
It's
right.
even stronger now,
It's
right?
even stronger because now it's a norm. It's about
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah, and also because it's more heavily monetized because remember, so what? How do YouTubers, vloggers, okay? How do vloggers earn from their content?
The
The
views.
views, right? There's more people consuming vlog content now than ever before. Same thing with
Right.
podcasters. Now, podcasters have a couple different ways they can get their podcasts out there. One of them
Hmm.
is to put it on YouTube. Okay,
Right.
a podcaster they can live stream their podcast on a live streaming platform that people are on the platform for the live stream. So you can broadcast your podcast live on Twitch, and people are there specifically for the live version. You can record it and put it in long form on YouTube because people are there for that. You can chop it up into little bits and put it on YouTube because people are there for that, right? And
Hmm.
there's more people out there consuming that content than ever before, right? There's also more people creating it. Okay, so you have to be more intentional about the creation process to stand out from that glut of people creating,
Right.
right? But the neat thing is this, okay? If you just commit to consistently creating, because there's millions of creators out there, right? But that millions number like it grows a little bit, but because there's a bunch more jumping into it as people drop out. Like how many
Mm.
people out there started a channel, created something for a period of time, and then just stopped?
And just disappeared. I'm telling you,
Disappeared.
I know a lot of
A
them.
lot of them. In fact, most of them, right? And then
Most of them.
so if you look at an environment like YouTube, there's all these creators. Most of them are just blips on the radar. They come out and they make a few things, and then life gets in the way and they stop making, right? They'll always consume. But as far as making content goes, if you really think about it, I'd be curious to see the stats. There's probably only a handful of channels that are older than a certain number of years that have consistently released content the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so if that's the case, all you got to do is outlast. If you're consistently putting out something 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever, the more the better. Let's say you want to do the quartering thing. You basically create easy to make, long form, talking to yourself content that you can. If you record for 4 hours today, and you just quickly just chop it up and put it out there, and then create 4 hour. What's the quarterings release schedule? 5 videos a day. How many days a week?
Yeah, it's something crazy. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, this
Okay.
this is amazing.
See, the only way you can do that is he's passionate about what he talks about. So
He
basically,
is.
he walks into his studio, and he's going to record and his videos are 15 minutes long, something like that.
Yeah.
So if he wants to put out 4 videos at 15 minutes today, I think it's 5, right?
Hmm.
He wants to put out 5 videos every day at 15 minutes long, or 10 minutes, let's call it 10. He's got to, basically, he has to go for about an hour. He has to record for an hour and talk about 6 things for 10 minutes each.
Hmm.
So he basically makes a list. He preps himself and he gets out there, and see, his things go long. It's okay. His intention was to go 10 minutes. He probably goes 15. That's perfectly fine. He gets 6 different things he talks about every day, and then his editor breaks them into 6 videos and releases them. If you can do that 5 days a week for 4 years, it's not a guarantee, but I want to say if you can release 5 videos a day at 10 minutes long, 5 days a week for 4 years, you're going to get a following
Yeah.
almost by
I
default.
like it's like a person who I actually watch now because the quarter fell out of my algorithm. But the person who's in my algorithm that does that right now is Anton Daniels.
Okay.
Anton Daniels looks just like me right now. He just got grayer hair.
Okay.
But he releases 6 videos a day. I just counted it. Like it's 6 videos a day. He does.
How many
Has
days a week? 7 days a week?
it's about
5 days a
7 days
week?
a week. Yeah, he doesn't really take a day off. But
Really?
he has 3 different channels. He has a personal channel. Then he has a channel called the Millionaire Morning Show. That's like the live streaming.
Okay.
So he's doing like he does different type of content, right? Mostly like I ain't gonna say mostly. Actually, he does three. He does three different sets. I'm sorry. So he does the Millionaire Morning Show where he's inside of a studio, and that's like long form. It's like okay, I'm about to talk about 8 topics, and I'm about to talk about it today. He may do that probably 3 to 4 times a week,
Okay.
right? Then he has just his regular reactions. So it's him sitting in front of a computer. He pulls up a video. He watches a video. He reacts to it. You know what I'm saying? It's all social commentary stuff too.
Okay.
And then he does this thing called After Hours. So he has a group. He has a community. He calls them the Bag Chasers. And I think it costs money to be in the Bag Chasers. It ain't a lot, but it costs to be a Bag Chaser. He has some of his top level members of the Bag Chasers, and they do a live stream together where they talk about certain topics. And there's probably about 6 of them. And he clips that up and puts it on his channel also. So where it
give us
turns
some
into
stats.
6 videos.
Give us some stats. How big is he?
Anton on his main channel, which is the biggest one, we're at 997,000 subscribers.
He's got a good size going. How long has he been at this?
He's been, it says since 2011, he has 500 million views.
Okay. I wonder how long since he actually started going for real. Because, you know, a lot of people's channels are from 2011, but they didn't really start actively uploading until like 2022.
I want to say, hold on, because you know what? We can go, I think I can check it on here, hopefully. Okay, so let's go Otis. Otis says 11 years ago.
I mean, but when did he start uploading with consistency is a question. Because I've seen channels that have been on here since 2011, 2012, but the first 7 years, it's like one video a month.
Yeah.
Or like one video every 3 months.
You know what I mean? Like he's one of those where it was like one video a month up to 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Because I want to say I've been watching Anton about 3, probably 4 years.
Okay.
He benefited off of his collaboration. He collaborated with the late Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
So like him and Kevin Samuels knew each other, and it was like Kevin Samuels died. I'm not gonna say he took over that realm. He wasn't actually in that realm. He's more of a social commentary type guy. You know, he's actually a person where they try to call him anti-black.
Got it. You know, actually, that's a funny thing. If you want to get an audience, okay, if you want to get an audience, one way to do it is to be the anti-black guy.
Yeah, because it works.
And you're not necessarily anti-black. See, the thing is this.
He's not anti-black.
He's not. A lot of people that they'll brand anti-black are just people who are arguing for common sense. See, what's crazy is that there's a segment of the internet that, you know, we've talked about this before. They're all or nothing people. You can't think a certain, you can't have two different opinions about two different topics and be the same person, right? Like as a liberal, you can't like guns at all, right? As an extreme liberal person, you're not supposed to like, I mean, you're supposed to be out there trying to ban guns, right? And you're also supposed to be out there fighting for the right to choose, right? So you have to be pro-abortion, you have to be anti-gun, you have to be pro-pronouns.
Yeah,
you got to be all these things, and if anybody is not one of those things, they're anti whatever you are, right? Right. And so here's a question that comes up. Okay, so Raymond, is there any? I mean, in reality, right? People make all sorts of claims, right? In reality, is there anything in America that a black person cannot do?
What do you mean? Cannot do?
I mean, like, is there any experience out there that you are banned from? I mean, like that you can't
No.
possibly.
It's certain things that you shouldn't do, but you can do
I
anything.
mean, like, what's something you shouldn't do?
Go to like a Klan rally or
Okay,
something.
yeah, that's exactly like. I mean, but that makes perfect sense. I mean, like, dude, I don't want to walk. See, okay, so even given my background, I don't want to walk the San Francisco streets by myself. I mean, like,
I get it.
I
Yeah.
would avoid certain parts of San Fran, even certain parts of LA.
I avoid certain parts of downtown
Yeah,
LA.
I wouldn't walk there by myself. I mean, I'd feel comfortable with
I
a group
have.
of people. I mean, like you find yourself doing it by four. I mean, like you suddenly realize, oh
Yeah.
shit, I
I've
shouldn't be here.
definitely done it.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, there's just common sense, right? But there's you want to go to any restaurant you want to go to, you can go to it.